Okay, it's Saturday morning and we're just carrying on with framing out this second story wall. The first part of this wall, it'll wrap around. What I've done is I've cut back some of this fascia and barge board just to get access to the inside, and you can see here this is the kind of the timber that I installed, the 9x2, when I was doing the fascias along there. If you haven't seen that video, I'll post a link to that up there, but that's a 9x2, and by cutting this away it gives me access in to see exactly where the original head plate is. So that is my original head plate, so that's the rough height that I'm working to in order to get this up to the correct height. So I'll have, this is just a 6x2, that's my sole plate effectively for this second story. You basically just copy again what you've done down there. Sole plate, stud, double header. So I've got a sole plate here, the stud will come up, I'll have a double header, and it should roughly end up around that sort of height there. If it doesn't, it's not the end of the world because it's all internal. But it would be nice if it was the same, so that it kind of matched the whole way along. The reason it doesn't matter quite so much is because it's more about where the tiles end up. And at the front it definitely doesn't matter, but I want this to match and everything, so we are going to just double check the measurement on this and then we will start making things. Right, we're just having a little tea break here on the second story now, and we've just got this wall up here. I've just realised what I did in a bit of haste really. I'm going to cut 150mm off that top plate there. The reason I'm going to do that is because I want the next header to actually lap over it when we build this wall here. We're not going to do that now, we're going to wait until we have a scaffold, because we've been doing it with this little tower here, which was fine, but I can't be shuffling that scaffold tower the whole way down, and I'm going to need a scaffold, a proper scaffold anyway, to be able to do the roof, pitch the roof safely. Yeah, it's just a bit silly. So at the minute all I need to do is just nail those in at the top. Those top joists are going to plumb them up, nail them in, and yeah, then we're going to go down and do something a bit safer on the floor, do some noggins and some insulation, because it's been a little bit hairy this morning. You'll see I've chem-fixed bolted this in to the wall, so this is super sturdy again. Another of these concrete screws, and I'll probably stick one more in. Again, look, you'll see there's a massive gap. I don't know how easy it would be to see on the camera here, just how big this gap is here. But look at this, that wall there is perfectly hard for you to see because of the angle. This is perfectly plumb, and it is perfectly plumb that way as well. So we've got a bit of a gap there, but that's again fine because this is all going to be floated over. This is going to be floated over here, and I'll just have to make up this distance. This distance will be made up with some OSB, counterbatten, and some render carrier board, and it will all get flushed over. So that's fine. So it's coming along well. Right, I remembered that I'd forgotten the window. So we've now done it, and it's 115 wide, 1185 high. It's going to be a rear window. It's going to be frosted because it's a toilet, bathroom. It's going to be a fly mullion window, which means that when you undo this handle and you undo that handle, you can open both of them out. So this whole thing will open up, and you'll have a nice view out there. But you'll still have a bit of privacy on this side because there'll be a frosted window up on that side. So we've done that window opening. That's fine. Double header again, 8x3 double header, exactly the same as all of these, because that's what's been specified. We're going to stop up here now, and we're going to go down and do some noggins, I think. We are finished for the day. I just thought I'd show you what we've been up to. We're going to be able to get rid of those out of the way soon. We've put all the noggins in, and we've clad this up 2 sheets width. The reason that this has this step in it is because we've clad from there and just carried on, and obviously we've gone either side of the door, and it's just the width. From what I do is I place the sheet on the bottom, nail it in, and then I place another one on top. So anyway, it doesn't really matter. This is going to carry on all the way up on the outside of the building, but this is all done now. We've left that long because it doesn't matter. It's going to, the wall's going to carry on all the way to the front here. We can frame up to it. Got noggins the whole way along now. This is our kind of rainwater and grey water little workaround for now. And we've left this space open because we're going to have a lot of these rafters for this roof and for this roof to carry through, and it's just going to be easy to take this pipe out. It disconnects very easily. It's just push fit and carry them through here rather than having to struggle. So we've got noggins the whole way round now, all the way. The reason we stepped down there is because of the joint again. We were doing them to a standard height, and then I said, look, let's overlap on where the joint is. So we've overlapped on the joint. I've insulated that corner in full, and I've also insulated that corner in full, and then added an additional stud in here so that I've got somewhere to fix the plasterboard to this way and this way. On this one over here, my plan is, I don't know if this length is too long actually to be able to show you with, but my plan is basically to just infill something inside, like a little flush piece, just to give something to register against. For the piece of plasterboard that goes in here, it needs to have something to register against back there. And we also built that up there. That's the start of the first floor. We're going to be getting some scaffolding. I'm speaking to the scaffolder tomorrow, so we can get access to a first floor platform along there, along the side. And also, because we were able to do it with this here, it was okay on this side, but I don't want to be moving this, shuffle down the whole side, and we need a scaffold anyway so I can do the roof. 3 o'clock now on Saturday, so we're going to call it. See you on Monday. I'm going to be putting these second story walls up through here. What I've done is I have blocked out with a 5x2, so that's 2 inches blocked out here, and then I've put another 3-inch joist on the end here. This is not really particularly structural per se. I mean, it is sitting on that flitch plate and it is tucked up in there nicely as well, and I am mechanically fixing it with timber locks, so it is very, very solid. The main reason for this, I'll show you. So the main reason for doing this is when I put my wall on here, if I only had this one, this timber here, this front wall would be pretty unsupported, but now it's got full support, and on top of that I've got somewhere to register my floor joist on the inside as well. So you can block it out, doesn't matter about these gaps. This is fully secured in this way and this way, goes all the way through, and it is super, super solid. But by blocking it out, it just gives me that little bit more width in the room, and it's still supported on the flitch plate, and it's still supported here fully. So that's nice. Yeah, we've got some scaffolding coming up as well. This is my mate Howard, who runs the firm. He did all the scaffolding at the last loft I did. If you haven't seen that, I'll post a link to that up here. He did all the scaffolding for that, so we've kept in touch, and now we're working together on this place, on my place. So it's good. This is going to help us get these walls up safely, and it's also going to help us pitch the roof and do the fascias and the guttering and all the rest of it as well. A lot going on here. Got the insulation going in. Down there we've got Finley and Warren on that. Got Howard and his crew putting up the scaffold, and I'm slowly working my way around with this here, doing the wall plate. Sole plate's done, so now I can start marking out for each of the studs. So today, another delivery. These look like roof rafters. These are my roof rafters. 6.6 metre lengths, 8x3. So they're pretty big. I'm gonna stick them on here. This is going up well. This is going up nicely. Scaffold's going up nicely. Where we've got these little gaps, see the odd gap here or there, not the end of the world. We just put some expanding foam up in there, the whole lot's going to be covered with a vapor control barrier anyway. So we are just finishing up the framing on this second floor. We'll have this done before the end of the day, and we might start taking off some of this fascia ready for us to cut our rafters to get this roof going. This will get plumbed up and it will get bolted into the wall here. We'll have all of our studs up in here. We're just cutting the head plate that's going to overlap across here, and that head plate is going to run to this mark here so that I can overlap the head plate this way, like that. It's all coming together nicely. Got a double header ready for this. These are the jack studs that this is going to sit upon, and then there's space on either side for king studs to come up into the first header, and then the double header will go straight across for all of it. Okay, we have finished. This is our double header done. We're dead level on here, which is very comforting, and we are nice and plumb on all of our walls, which is really good, especially that outside corner, if you can see that there. So that's really good, and the height of this is just under the little ridge. I put this in here to support the tiles. It's just in under there, which is good. We've got this chemically and mechanically fixed into the wall here. That's nice and plumb, and we're going to put one more timber joist up in there. We're also going to put a timber joist in here up against there so that we've got something for our plasterboard to register against, but before we do that we'll fill that with OSB. Just covering up because it's about to start raining, but that is all of the framing done for all of the walls. So I don't know if this is the end of an episode or if this is the middle of an episode, but hopefully that was helpful to you. Hopefully you enjoyed that. If you haven't seen that before, then hopefully that was useful, because it's a bit rare to be doing this in the UK now. A lot of walls is done in brick, and you don't tend to get full timber frame extensions in this way. I'm going to be putting some king studs on this side and on this side as well, actually. So that's something else I'm just going to quickly knock in now. But hopefully that was helpful and enjoyable for you. If so, please do leave a comment, like, subscribe, and share with your friends. And I'll see you on the next one.